So let's start by knowing something about you. Tell us where you are from and where have you been born and brought up, and a little background about you.
Okay. So I'm from Jaipur and I've been born and brought up in Jaipur only. Did my schooling and my college from Jaipur as well. I did my bachelor's in business administration from Manipal University, Jaipur. So basically a Jaipur based guy. And also I did my internship through Talerang in Jaipur as well. I was fortunate enough to get a project in Jaipur, based in Jaipur.
So you have done an academic project on impact of pandemic on the global economy. It seems
Yeah.
like an interesting topic. Would you like to share something about that?
Yeah, actually, it was a really interesting project because it was in the midst, like we were in the pandemic, and my dissertation with college was due. So I was, most of my colleagues, most of my fellow students, they had already chosen their topics on which they had to make dissertation far before me, and they were right on track. And I wasn't able to get the correct project title and correct thing on which to base my project. But then suddenly the pandemic happened and all things happened, the industry and all, everything was impacted. And there I saw the opportunity to make a project on something that because it was in the beginning of 2020 and not many people chose those topics. So what I decided was, I will use the data from previous, like we had the history of epidemics and all. So I decided to use that data and make something that is relevant for right now, and the teachers might like it as well. And that's what happened. The teachers really liked my dissertation.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Like the topic, you chose that topic at the right time of time.
Yeah, it was just click.
Yes. So how was your experience with the Future CEOs program?
It was actually a life-changing experience for me because the Future CEO program, it's basically focused on bridging the gap from going from being a student to becoming a working professional. That's what it did for me, because during my college I had a few internships, and I was also actively involved in some other activities as well. But there was still something that was lacking, where I felt that I needed more to gain the basics, the jinx of the corporate culture, and how would I adapt when I get into the corporate culture. So that is when I came across Talerang's Future CEOs program. It was really a stroke of luck for me, and that's how I randomly came across. Like, I was scrolling LinkedIn for some opportunities, and there I saw Shweta's post about it. So I was actively following Shweta for some time, and that's how I came across Talerang's Future CEOs program, and glad I went forward with it.
That's
Learned a
really
lot, met some amazing people.
Can you talk about your internship experience?
Yeah. So through Tyler, I had been wanting to get into management consulting, and here again, I was really all, during all my experiences, I would just say one thing. I have been really fortunate that I have gotten the opportunities which I have truly wanted, and through this opportunity, I also got the right thing that I wanted. I was wanting to getting into management consulting. Plus, I was also actively interested in sustainable development goals, SDGs, and things towards focus on impact thing and all. Because I was in my college, I was also involved in such activities. So basically, this opportunity came forward where the partner organization of Talerang, which was Think Through Consulting, they they wanted an intern for a project, and actually that project was based in Delhi. So I applied for the Delhi based role, but then their team got back to me, I had a few round of interviews with them, because I really wanted to get that role. It was really interesting stuff which they were doing, management consulting plus impact. It was like impact consulting. That's where I wanted to be that time. So I came across this opportunity, and then their team, they shared a very interesting thing with me. That is, they were actually running a project in Jaipur as well, where one of their team was working with the government of Rajasthan on executing the uh, new education policy throughout the state of Rajasthan. So like they were the primary consultants of the government of Rajasthan. So I was really fortunate enough because I was based in the capital city of the state. They were doing that from the education ministry. Yeah. So their team asked me if I would like to do that project with them here, and I decided that it will be a really amazing opportunity, and that's what it turned out to be.
Yeah. So, what was your key takeaway from the Future CEO program?
Well, I had multiple key takeaways because all the sessions that I had were really interesting. Be it Zahan sir's like Excel thing, it was really mind blowing. Or maybe Shamin's communication master classes, or like I was like totally blown away by Shamin ma'am's way of communication and her articulation of thoughts and all. So like that, I believe one of my favorite time at Future CEO's program was when I had the sessions with her, because I believe that soft skills and like any other skills can be learned through time, but first of all we need to get a hand over the soft skills, and that's what Shamin ma'am helped me develop. And all the case studies which I also did were also really amazing, because at Talerang we did the Harvard style case studies, and it was really the first time I did something like that, and that really amazed me how Talerang was able to deliver such an amazing experience to the students.
Lastly, is there any advice that you would like to give to students who are still young and starting off with college?
I would say, I hesitated. Sometimes we might not have during the college the right platforms to bridge to get into workspace and all. Like after completing the college, students sometimes they just go after the jobs and stuff like that. But when they get into those roles, they find themselves not ready, because it's a total like corporate shock or cultural shock, which you can say things like that. They are really they are not ready for it. So first, if through Talerang's program, if they can find themselves some program like this, I believe that they can get to know a lot about corporate and work culture, and how they can adapt themselves when they get into that experience. So I believe they should try for such experiences, as these can also help them build a good network as well. I did that for myself. I have some amazing people that I still am in touch with. So I believe all the things go hand in hand.